Bronny James, he's 7 for 28 in 4 preseason games from the field. He's 2 for 13, I believe, from three-point range. He's got 8 assists and 8 turnovers. He's moving into year 2. This guy is not an NBA player.
When LeBron James and his son Bronny took the floor together, they made NBA history, the league's first active father-son duo. But what looked like a storybook moment instantly became the center of basketball's most explosive debate. Did Bronny actually earn his roster spot, or is this the NBA's most blatant case of nepotism? October 22, 2024, Bronny James suited up for his professional debut with the Los Angeles Lakers against the Minnesota Timberwolves. LeBron called it his #1 accomplishment. Fans worldwide were divided. Some celebrated the historic milestone, others questioned whether talent still matters in today's NBA. The debate over Bronny splits the basketball world right down the middle. His supporters point to remarkable resilience. The kid survived cardiac arrest in July 2023. They highlight his defensive instincts and his drive to carve out his own identity despite living under the biggest shadow in basketball. But the critics? They're relentless. They point to lackluster college stats at USC, a 55th overall draft position, and a rookie contract that looks suspiciously generous for a late second-round pick. Their case is simple. Bronny got his spot because of his last name, not his game. This father-son duo represents completely uncharted territory for the NBA. Let's break down their on-court performance, the business strategy behind this move, the immense psychological pressure Bronny's facing, and what it all means for basketball history.
LeBron may not have the leverage to get Bryce into the NBA. And because I do think that was his plan. He may not have the leverage to keep Bronny in the NBA, and I know Bronny's got this contract, and if he sticks with the Lakers, maybe it's inevitable, but if LeBron ever has to really force his way out, that may be the end of Bronny's career.
To really understand the nepotism accusations, you have to look at Bronny's numbers at every level. The harsh truth? His production doesn't come close to what you'd expect from an NBA-ready prospect. At USC, Bronny's freshman year got derailed by cardiac arrest during practice, a life-threatening medical emergency that scouts acknowledge must be factored into any fair evaluation. But when he finally hit the court, the results were hard to watch. Across 25 games, he averaged just 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. Now, compare that to other guards in the 2024 draft class. Take Jared McCain, who dropped 14.3 points and 5 rebounds while knocking down over 41% from three-point range. The gap isn't just noticeable, it's staggering. His 2024-25 G League season with the South Bay Lakers actually showed some promise, 21.9 points per game with a respectable 38.0% shooting from beyond the arc. Those numbers gave people hope that maybe he could develop into a legitimate professional player. Then came the 2025-26 G League campaign, and reality hit hard. His three-point percentage crashed to 21.2%, reigniting every single concern about whether he can be a consistent scoring threat at the pro level. Scouting reports describe him as an athletic but undersized combo guard. His best attribute? Defensive energy paired with high basketball IQ. Scouts project him as a potential 3-and-D specialist down the road. My video on why Bronny James can't and won't succeed breaks down his shortcomings literally. Through his first 2 NBA seasons, his effective field goal percentage sits below 39%, a glaring indicator that he's struggling to score efficiently against NBA-caliber defenses. He plays tentative, constantly passing up open shots. That hesitation led to a viral moment when head coach J.J. Redick literally screamed at Bronny during a game against the Bucks, demanding that James shoot the frickin' ball.
His desire to play with his son may end up blowing up in his face. This has turned into a tragic soap opera.
But here's the reality. Nepotism isn't some new phenomenon in the NBA. It's embedded in the league's DNA. Insiders like Adrian Wojnarowski have confirmed that family connections run deep throughout NBA ownership groups, front offices, and coaching staffs. Look at Austin Rivers. When his father, Doc Rivers, coached and controlled the Los Angeles Clippers front office, he traded for Austin and handed him a substantial contract. Critics destroyed the move, claiming Rivers was straight trash and headed out of the league before his father threw him a lifeline. But Rivers silenced every doubter. He evolved from a high-volume, inefficient chucker into a legitimate defensive role player. The takeaway? Nepotism might get you through the door, but actually staying in the NBA requires real ability and evolution. I've watched several of Austin Rivers' pickup games, and his skill level is undeniable. One of his signature moves, a hard between-the-legs bounce into a step-back three, is something I incorporate into my own game and even featured in one of my videos. Without question, Austin Rivers is far superior to Bronny James.
From his NBA salary, Bronny also earns from endorsement deals. He signed with Nike Basketball in 2022, becoming one of the first high school athletes to secure such a deal. This partnership is particularly notable given his father's long-standing relationship with Nike. Additionally, Bronny has an NIL deal with Beats by Dre, a company his father was the first athlete ambassador for back in 2008.
One of the biggest fuel sources for the nepotism debate is Bronny's massive financial success. Wealth he accumulated before ever stepping foot in a professional game. Thanks to the NIL era in college athletics, Bronny built a multi-million-dollar brand that far exceeded what his actual on-court performance would justify. By May 2024, Bronny's NIL valuation reached an estimated $5.9 million. His sponsorship portfolio reads like a Fortune 500 company. Nike, following his father's legendary path with that lifetime deal. Beats by Dre, he became the first high school athlete signed by the brand, 14 years after his father became its inaugural ambassador. Google, promoting their Circle to Search function in 2023. Fanatics Collectibles, unique trading cards featuring both him and LeBron. PSD Underwear, focused on authentic product usage. From a pure business standpoint, drafting Bronny was a genius move by the Lakers. The decision virtually locked in LeBron staying in Los Angeles for years, guaranteeing explosive ticket sales, massive merchandise revenue, and continuous national media coverage. Bronny's number 9 jersey became the top-selling rookie jersey of the entire season. Ticket prices for G League games featuring the South Bay Lakers went through the roof. Secondary market listings hit nearly $1,000 for Summer League debuts.
How much does Bronny James make? Have you ever wondered how much the son of basketball legend LeBron James earns? Let's dive into the details of Bronny James's salary and other earnings. Bronny James, who recently made his debut in the NBA G League with the South Bay Lakers, has a significant contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. His current contract is a 4-year deal worth $7,895.
Being the son of one of the greatest athletes in human history creates psychological pressure most people can't even comprehend. Bronny has been refreshingly honest about these challenges, openly discussing the intense scrutiny and imposter syndrome he deals with, the constant feeling that his accomplishments get dismissed as products of privilege rather than earned through genuine hard work. Bringing a high-profile Nepo baby into a professional locker room can create serious tension. Anonymous reports from the 2024 Summer League hinted at friction within the Lakers' young core. Some players reportedly felt bitter about the preferential treatment Bronny received, believing that game plans were being overly tailored around him at the expense of other prospects desperately fighting to earn roster spots. There's no denying the massive advantages Bronny has enjoyed. He grew up with a father who provided insider knowledge on building a legendary career, drilling values of hard work and discipline from childhood. He had access to professional-grade training facilities, elite coaching, and competed against the nation's best prospects in high-level AAU basketball throughout his youth. Because financial security isn't a concern, Bronny can focus purely on his goals and passion, playing basketball out of genuine love of the game rather than economic necessity. Growing up under constant public scrutiny also prepared him to navigate the brutal media environment of the NBA, a skill many rookies struggle with for years. But the disadvantages are equally significant. Bronny will never receive a fair evaluation. Every mistake gets magnified by social media and traditional media outlets. The The criticism flies in one ear and out the other, but it still shapes public perception of him. The LeBron situation proves that politics infiltrates everything, creating the perception that Bronny is stealing a roster spot from a more deserving player who lacks the right last name. Some analysts, including Stephen A. Smith, argue that by skipping a traditional multi-year college development path, Bronny may have actually damaged his own growth trajectory, entering a league he wasn't remotely ready for.
Mostly playing devil's advocate here, but if Bronny had got to play for LeBron as coach, maybe he'd have a case against Shedeur.
The integration of Bronny James into the Los Angeles Lakers defies conventional basketball logic, but it makes perfect sense in today's celebrity-driven professional sports landscape. From a purely statistical perspective, the skepticism about his NBA readiness is completely warranted. His college and early NBA efficiency ratings fall significantly behind players drafted in similar or even later positions. But here's what the Lakers recognized. Bronny's value isn't measured purely in points per game. His worth represents a combination of defensive upside, brand synergy, and organizational stability. By drafting Bronny, the Lakers secured LeBron James, one of the most profitable assets in sports history for years to come. The Bronny James experiment represents an unprecedented blend of family legacy and professional athletics. His birthright gave him an entry point most athletes will never experience, but his ultimate success will be judged by the same ruthless standards of efficiency and production that apply to every player in the National Basketball Association. The nepotism debate raises legitimate questions about fairness and opportunity, but it doesn't account for the individual resilience and work ethic necessary to survive in the league once those initial doors have been opened. The LeBron situation proves that politics infiltrates everything, creating the perception that Bronny is stealing a roster spot from a more deserving player who lacks the right last name. Some analysts, including Stephen A. Smith, argue that by skipping a traditional multi-year college development path, Bronny may have actually damaged his own growth trajectory, entering a league he wasn't remotely ready for.